first vacation in 3 years, and on my husband's 60th birthday at 12 noon, I stepped in a hole and broke my leg. Quite devastating. And, I had just spent a year doing a business plan, and nowhere in that plan, not on page 24 or 25, did it say, what do you do if you break your leg? I went into a deep depression. It was very painful. I had to have 4 surgeries and almost lost my leg. And I started to have a lot of resentment. I don't want to say the F-bomb, but boy, was I thinking it about that transversus abdominis. I was like, well, forget it. It doesn't matter. I became quite depressed as the realization came that we weren't going to be able to hold on to our farm.
Welcome to Manifesting Your Heart's Desires. This is Beth McGill, and I'm so excited that you're here today. This is going to be a really fun conversation. It's the beginning of the year, and yes, I am here to guide you and mentor you on your journey to manifesting your heart's desires. And at this time of the year, people are really focused not just on spiritual journeys, but on physical journeys as well. So I am all about being healthy and I love being in this physical body and exercising and having a great time and being able to experience life. And I always tell people, yeah, I'm 63, but age really is just a number, and I don't have a doctor. I believe in keeping healthy and being able to do everything that I want to do in life and even experience more and more in this physical body. And so at this time of the year, especially, people are really focused on their physical appearance, on their physical body, and really setting goals. Some people set New Year's resolutions, and people want to lose weight. People want to be able to feel better in this physical body. And so I'm here to guide you and to teach you how to manifest, but I'm not a coach, and I don't do that for a living. I provide energy sessions to get people through the blockages that they might have energetically. So that's why I'm so excited today to introduce you to Janice Silva, because she is a coach and she has an amazing story to share with you today about her experience and her journey. And I'm going to let her share that with you, but I know that it's going to resonate. I know that you're going to get so much out of this conversation today. So without further ado, welcome, Janice, to Manifesting Your Heart's Desires. And I can't wait to have you share with us a little bit about your story, especially with your physical body. So welcome, and I'm going to let you go ahead and get started and share.
Well, aloha from Maui, Beth. Thank you for including me in this new year. Because it is a great time to really let go of what doesn't serve us anymore and really move forward to what really is serving our purpose. So I'm really grateful to share my story. I love sharing it and hoping to inspire others to not give up on their dreams. I've always been a little ahead of the game. I grew up in Beverly Hills, and we always were exposed to things before anybody else. So I was really always interested in health and well-being. Early on, I thought I was going to be a yoga instructor for a while, and that kind of didn't pan out. And I had very entrepreneurial parents who were very active and out there doing things. So my examples were very good from the get-go, that I knew that I wanted to be able to do something exciting, and I wanted to be able to not really do what everybody else was doing. So in 1998, my husband and I bought a 100-year-old farm, and we transformed it into a lavender farm bed and breakfast. I was so happy. I raised my family there. We were there almost 15 years, and I was the lavender lady, and people would show up year after year, and I would cast this vision on the fields, and I would say, we're going to do this. Can you see it? And they'd be like, we can. And they'd come back the next year and they'd see it. And we just built these incredible relationships, and we taught people about gardening and adaptogens and lavender and more holistic lifestyle and really understanding where your food comes from. In Beverly Hills, my food came from the market in plastic, and I'm of the plastic TV dinner era. So I really needed to learn that and wanted to embrace it and raise my family that way. Loved it. I won Business Person of the Year in 2008 for bringing an industry to the area that hadn't existed before. And we were the largest tourist draw in our little town. I was so happy. I was also working very hard. I was teaching Pilates there, doing retreats open to the public 24/7. Just really busy, doing a lot of speaking events, a lot of music concerts, 11 open studio art tours because artists wanted to be there to create and be a part of the dreams that were just manifesting every day. We did lavender festivals. We had the first lavender festival in Slow County there. We just really enjoyed the lifestyle. And we got a loan from the USDA and to take it to the next level. So we went on our first vacation in 3 years, and on my husband's 60th birthday at 12 noon, I stepped in a hole and broke my leg. And it was quite devastating. And, I had just spent a year doing a business plan, and nowhere in that plan, not on page 24 or 25, did it say, what do you do if you break your leg? And so it was very difficult. We were a mom and pop. I went into a deep depression. It was very painful. I had to have 4 surgeries and almost lost my leg. And I started to have a lot of resentment because I had been teaching people for many years about having a tight transversus abdominis and that would keep you from breaking your hip when you fell. So when I stepped in a hole and had such a tragic experience, I built up a lot of resentment. I can remember it. And I don't want to say the F-bomb, but boy, was I thinking it about that transversus abdominis. I was like, well, forget it. It doesn't matter. And so the only thing that made me feel good was eating. And so my caregiver would show up and I would ask for all kinds of things and just eat all day long. And I became quite depressed as the realization came that we weren't going to be able to hold on to our farm. So everything that I had dreamt, built, and lived for many years was slipping from my hands. And it was very depressing. My hair was falling out. I was putting on a lot of weight. I was very pissed off, resentful, unhappy. Nobody really liked being around me. They felt bad for me. And even people that came often, I could feel that the energy had shifted. So it was a tough one. And so I don't talk about it too much anymore because I've moved on. But it's important to remember where I came from and to understand where the healing really started. So when I started identifying, we ended up selling the farm short, and walking away. Now, don't forget, we built the place, planted all 14,000 plants. It was just an empty field when we built it. So I call it our field of dreams, and it was gone. And I just felt like I couldn't even dream again. I had no idea. Well, I was also very foggy from all the anesthesia, the medications, and the weight, the toxins that we know come in the food. And so the first thing I started to do was working on my mindset. Okay. And I've worked with coaches over the years, and I've done all the work, the prayerful work. I did what I knew I needed to do, and I started my journey of forgiveness. And I started forgiving everybody, every situation, and I got down to forgiving myself. And that just made such a tremendous difference in being able to be open and receptive to what was coming my way. So when I was introduced to Isagenix, the company I represent now that really turned things around for me, I started this simple system really of addressing the deficiencies, which is what I'm all about. When you address nutritional deficiencies, everything opens up and you can find the clarity again. And I needed the clarity. And so I started, and within 3 days of just flooding my body with this great nutrition, primarily protein, which none of us get enough of, I just started feeling better. Things started to get clearer. And I started referring it. Like in the third day, someone said, "What are you doing? I want to do it with you." And the next thing I know, I had income coming in and I was feeling better. And my husband and I, we did a few things as we were reinventing ourselves after the lavender farm, but we ended up in an RV traveling around in our fifth wheel, which was so much fun. It's like pulling around a hole on wheels for 3.5 years. And I lost that 100+ pounds of resentment and built a really nice organization of people around the country that I went to. And as you go to people and build those relationships, it really facilitated a nice little network so that when I came over here to Maui, which was 5 years ago now, I've been here 5 years, we came over for 90 days just to do some work and check on some things here at apartment complex that my family built years ago. And the pandemic hit. And I'm just so grateful that I had spent that time focusing on my well-being and really doing the mindset and physical work, and building also an organization that then sustained me through that very difficult time where we were all very scared, really, and not knowing what was going on. So I'm so grateful for the full circle. And it's really been about embracing the joy again, right? And having fun. And where the way I have found my way there again is one, right? Addressing those nutritional deficiencies, really getting into the mindset work of forgiveness, especially of myself, focusing on the self-care, self-love, so that I can be a better vehicle to enjoy all these wonderful manifestations that we talk about. I want to be able to take Pilates and go to the beach and take a walk and go kayaking. And I want to do these things. I want to be able to keep up with my grandkids. And so I knew I needed to do something because the recovering Jan was not a pretty sight. And so I'm so grateful for the understanding, first of all, that plants, I love plants. I've been teaching about plants for years, but especially the category of adaptogens, which are plants that are specifically designed to help us adapt to stress. And getting this understanding into my body. And then really the next step was paying it forward. And so as I've been able over the years to give this to other people, this gift that I've just embraced, and see those, it's just such it just feeds me and rewards me in a way that keeps me going. And so I like to live my day waking up being hopeful, expectant of good, really looking at what am I thinking about and how am I focused. I have a huge why, basically what I just told you, being able to keep up with the grandkids and do fun things and do like you're doing, going to Costa Rica and learning new things. We really know today in the functional wellness world that community is vital. Loneliness is the number one silent killer. There's too many people out there lonely. So community, learning something new every single day, this is really critical to our brains, making the connection, even doing something as simple as this every day, just really working to connect the mind and body. And joyful movement. I don't go to the gym and do CrossFit and I don't kill myself working out because I learned that my body responds better to love and gentleness.
And lightness. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Wow, there's so much there that I want to unpack a little bit. So if you can go back, I know you emotionally, it's not necessary to go back to the past. But the past, I look at the past as a place of learning. It's not a place of living, it's a place of learning. So for someone that might be in that place where you were, they might be in that place where they've gained a lot of weight and they're not living, the life that they want. They can resonate with that feeling of being foggy and having that negative energy and not being really able to relate to people the way that they want to. So what was the one thing, because you said that you had coaches and you worked on your mindset, but was there something that you can remember that started that? Because you had to have gone from being in that place of being depressed and overweight to what initially inspired you to take that very first step?
Well, eating well is a form of self-respect. And I was not in a place to eat well or respect myself because I was just not there. And many people are. And I've been, in those places before in my life. This was more devastating because it combined the physical. When you're in pain, It is difficult sometimes to see your way through that. But it once I really got into the forgiveness, that's the critical part, right? That starts a lot with gratitude, doing your gratitude. There's all kinds of gratitude exercises you can do to increase it. I've done so many of them. I just imbibe it. I'm just consciously grateful every minute. When I open my eyes, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for clean sheets. I'm grateful when I get my hair washed, which is such an ordeal.
What do you think came first? Was it like what initially caused you to, because when we forgive, I mean, it's a conscious decision, right? So did you start to forgive others first, or was it about self-forgiveness? And how did you come to that conscious decision, if you can remember?
Well, it is a conscious decision, and it's a conscious daily decision. And I say gratitude probably came first, but the forgiveness of others came before my own forgiveness for sure, because it was easier to forgive my husband who felt like he had failed us, that we couldn't survive. I could forgive him, and I could forgive my family, and I could forgive, other people. And then I could work down to forgiving myself. But if you can't get there, the gratitude, and also I have to say that I hit rock bottom.
Okay.
And for sure. I mean, we had many, many 5-day notices. After we left the farm, we had many long years of struggle financially. And financial stress is really the number one stress for me and for most people. And so I became autoimmune, and I had a lot of physical challenges and symptoms. Thankfully, today I am symptom-free and medication-free, but it was a choice. I didn't want to keep going down that rabbit hole. It didn't feel good. And for me, I'm just a big baby when it comes to pain. So I wanted to do whatever it took to get out of the pain. Pain was a motivator for me. And the fact that I couldn't afford anything that I used to be able to afford was a big motivator for me. And I didn't see a way out. And so also, frankly, network marketing was a motivator because I saw a way out. I didn't want to go back and renew my license or become a realtor or get certified in something. I didn't want to go to school. I'd done all that. I felt like, I was at the top of my game and it was taken away from me. And so I had to really understand, like you said, that these are lessons. This was part of my journey. I mean, I've done a lot of self-hypnosis as well, which I know that you like and appreciate and do. And I think that it really helps us to let go of those limiting self-beliefs, because here I had been telling everybody for all these years, I'm a dreamer. My dreams were coming true. You can do it too. My whole thing was dream big with Jan and come to the Lavender farm and live your dreams. And so I felt like my dreams were gone. And so one thing that could really help people to heal is to find their dream again. Because when you have a dream, you have hope.
Yes. Yes. So many wonderful messages there. So I hope that resonates with someone that's in that place that, yes, no matter how bad you think it is, like there's always hope, there's always a dream, and there's always something that you can do. And I love gratitude. Gratitude is the one thing, gratitude and appreciation is the one thing that we all can do. We all can find a profound sense of gratitude no matter what. And gratitude is the most powerful thing that changes negative energy into positive energy. So even if it's finding the smallest thing to be grateful for, to find appreciation for waking up. That's the first thing I say every day. Thank you. Thank you for waking me up. If I woke up today, it's going to be a good day.
That is so true. And I was just thinking, as you said that gratitude will also, and appreciation will also have an effect on our words. And a lot of times when I work with people, I'm just shocked at how they may be kind to other people, but they are not kind to themselves. And I mean, how many times in the day I hear people say, oh, it's making me so sick, or, oh, this job is killing me. And I just say, every time you do that, it's like you're just hammering a nail in the coffin. Why talk to yourself like that? If you can do anything this year, is to watch how you talk to yourself and give that kindness, gratitude, and appreciation to yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. it's those powerful, it's the phrases that people say like that, like the ones that you said. I'm not going to repeat them. But yes, people say things that will affect them. Your thoughts become things, and words are very powerful. One of the first things when I was starting my professional growth, my personal journey, my spiritual journey, one thing I became very aware of were my I ams. Because I had some pretty negative I ams, right? And I wasn't really aware of it until I was. And then once I consciously decided to be aware of how do I talk about myself, what is that word that follows I am? And if you make a decision to only allow positive words to follow the words I am, that alone, like you said, will make a huge difference. So if you're looking for that first step, yes, it's having positive self-talk. You can change that. You can always change that self-talk from negative to positive by simply watching your I am.
And that change too, Beth, can affect your actions, because people say, well, how did you lose over 100 pounds? Were you hungry? Was it horrible? And I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it as more of a journey, right? I'm still in process. But it's when you have that self-respect, the choices are better on many levels. And I was never hungry because I was feeding myself with better choices.
Yes, that's so important. And in my book, I mentioned that, not something that's been revealed to me from one of my mentors, Bob Proctor, is that our thoughts, which we're 100% in charge of, like there's no one inside of our head thinking for us. So we get to choose our thoughts. That's very important for people to realize. You don't have to go down a negative rabbit hole. You're choosing to do that if you do. So your thoughts create whatever feelings you're having. If you're having negative thoughts, you're going to feel negative emotion. If you're having positive thoughts, you're going to feel positive emotions. And again, you have 100% control over that. And then however you're feeling, then it creates an inspired action. So if you're feeling negative, then you're going to probably have a negative action. You might choose to, if you think, oh, I never can lose the weight, so I'm feeling horrible, so I'm going to just go make a bad decision, right? I'm going to make a negative decision and go eat something awful. Or you can think positively, you can feel gratitude, and that will inspire you to take a positive action. That's going to inspire you to choose that healthy food. And then that action that we take, the inspired action we take, will lead to a result. So if you want to look at how things are going in your life, you look at the results. And if you don't like the results, that tells you something. That tells you that you need to change your thoughts. And you can do that. So again, if you're not getting the results in your life that you want, you can choose different thoughts.
But the good news is you don't have to deprive yourself of anything. I've eaten everything that I've wanted, and there's really no good choice or bad choice for me. It's just become more of a respect issue. And if I want to have that, we went out the other night and I had dessert with my husband, and I ate every bite, practically licked the plate. It was so good. And I've trained myself. I don't feel guilty about that. There's kind of 80% of the time I'm really, really good. And I allow myself to have wiggle room because I don't want to feel deprived. I want to feel joy.
Yeah, it is all about respect. And yes, I'm about the same. I would say I'm about 80-20, because I also want to allow myself to enjoy, right? It's all about enjoyment. And for the most part, I respect myself with good food. But if there's something I want, I definitely will eat it. But I also meditate and heal and allow my cells of my body to heal every day. So with that, I know I can eat something that I want to enjoy that might not be 100% healthy, but I know that my body's going to deal with it. And so I also don't feel that guilt. So that definitely resonates with me. Yeah. So it's not about lack. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about making the healthy choice for you, right? And respecting your body and feeling good with that, for sure.
You are your greatest asset.
Yes, that's so important. Well, anything else you want to share about your work or just anything else that you think might inspire someone to take action today? Because in the present now is where we create. It's where we create change. It's not about someday. It's about right now. So is there something that you could add maybe to inspire someone to take action today?
Well, you're really important. You are valuable. And when you realize that, it's easier to take that action. And if somebody would like to speak with me to see if I can be of service, they can go to my website, dreambigwithjan.com, schedule a one-to-one. And I just would really encourage people to take this advantage of this being a new year and to reconnect with their dreams so they can find joy, have more fun, really nourish their body with good foods. I am really hearing out there in the functional world, the number one thing we can do really, besides addressing community, is what we put in our mouth and our minds, of course, but food has just such an impact on everything in your life. And if you're struggling with symptoms of things, it's amazing to me how many people I've helped, including myself, that once you address the nutrition, those things just go away. And so I'd love to help you talk to yourself better, feel better. And one thing too is I'm a coach in a kind of a different sense. When I work with someone, Beth, and I feel maybe they need some self-hypnosis or they need coaching, I would send them to someone like you. Or if I feel they need that, the Pilates would really be good for their body, I have someone I would send them to for Pilates, or I would even do it with them online. I believe I say there, I'm an inspiring connector of great people. That's really my mantra right now is I like to connect people, plug them in to solutions with my healthy toolbox to help them live with more joy.
Absolutely. That is so, so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Yes. So we're all about referring. And that's why I have, you on the show and other people that have also manifested, because I want to show people that it's not just me talking about manifesting. It's about, I live the life I've been able to manifest. So like you, I want to inspire others because it's not just about doing it for myself. And the joy doesn't come only from me being able to manifest what I want in my life, but if I can do it, like anybody can do it. And I feel like I love connecting with people like yourself who are also on this journey, and you've been able to do such, I almost want to use the word miraculous, like you've been able to change your life in such a miraculous way. And you've taken those lessons and things that you've learned and such gratitude and appreciation. And now you not only want to live this amazing life and have fun with your grandkids, but you also want to help and share this information and this knowledge that you've acquired with others. And so it is so important. I'm also a lifelong learner and love to learn as much as I can. And that's where I come in. So if I can help someone with being able to eliminate a block or something, maybe it's the forgiveness. Yeah, I love helping people be able to love themselves and forgive themselves, because sometimes people aren't able to do that on their own. So we're on this mission to inspire other people. We're on this mission to inspire you. So if this resonates with you, please take an inspired action today and really at least tap into your thoughts and tap into your feelings and know that you're valuable and know that you're worthy of living a life that you absolutely love, because you are worth it. So with that, we're going to say goodbye. Thank you so much, Janice, for being here today. And I'll see you next week for manifesting your heart's desires. Take care. Bye-bye.